I'd like to say good morning to everybody. I'm going to be reading Exodus, the 34th chapter, and I will be reading out of a Holy Name Bible containing the Holy Name version of the Old and New Testaments, critically compared with ancient authorities and various manuscripts, revised by the late A.V. Trainer of the Scripture Research Association. Exodus, the 34th chapter. And Yahweh said unto Moses, Hew thee 2 tables of stone like unto the first, and I will write upon these tables the words which were in the last tables which thou breakest. And be ready in the morning, and come up in the morning unto Mount Sinai, and present thyself there to me in the top of the mount. And no man shall come up with thee, neither let any man be seen throughout all in the mount. Neither let the flocks nor the herds feed before the mount. And he hewed 2 tables of stone like unto the first. And Moses rose up early in the morning, and went up into Mount Sinai, as Yahweh had commanded him, and took in his hand the 2 tables of stone. And Yahweh descended in a cloud, and stood with him there, and proclaimed the name of Yahweh. And Yahweh passed by before him, and proclaimed, Yahweh, Yahweh El, merciful and gracious, long-suffering, and abundant in goodness and truth, keeping mercy for thousands, forgiving iniquity and transgression and sin, and that by will by no means clear the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, and upon the children's children, unto the 3rd and to the 4th generation. And Moses made haste, and bowed his head toward the earth, and worshipped. And he said, If now I have found grace in thy sight, O Yahweh, let my Elohim, I pray thee, go among us, for it is a stiff-necked people, and pardon our iniquity and our sin, and take us for thy inheritance. And he said, Behold, I make a covenant. Before all thy people I will do marvels, such as have not been done in all the earth, nor in any nation, and all the people among which thou art shall see the work of Yahweh. For it is a terrible thing that I will do with thee. Observe thou that which I command thee this day. Behold, I drive out before thee the Amorite, and the Canaanite, and the Hittite, and the Pezerite, and the Hivite, and the Jebusite. Take heed to thyself, lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, whither thou goest, lest it be for a snare in the midst of thee. But he shall destroy their altars, break their images, and cut down their groves. For thou shalt worship no other El, for Yahweh, who is jealous of his name, is a jealous El. Lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, and they go a whoring after their deities, and do sacrifice unto their deities, and one call thee, and thou eat of his sacrifice. And thou shalt take of their daughters unto thy sons, and their daughters go a whoring after their deities, and make thy sons go a whoring after their deities. Thou shalt make no molten deities. The feast of unleavened bread shalt thou keep. 7 days thou shalt eat unleavened bread, as I commanded thee, in the time of the month of Abib. For the month of Abib thou comest forth out of Egypt. All that open the matrix is mine, and every firstling among thy cattle, whether ox or sheep, that is male. But the firstling of an ass thou shalt redeem with a lamb, and if thou redeem him not, then shalt thou break his neck. All the firstborn of thy sons thou shalt redeem, and none shall appear before me empty. 6 days thou shalt work, but on the 7th day thou shalt rest. In plowing time and in harvest thou shalt rest. And thou shalt observe the feast of weeks, of the firstfruits of the wheat harvest, and the feast of ingathering at the year's end. Thrice in the year shall all your male children appear before Yahweh Elohim, the Elohim of Israel. For I will cast out the nations before thee, neither shall any man desire thy land, when thou shalt go up to appear before Yahweh the Elohim thrice in the year. Thou shalt not offer the blood of my sacrifice with leaven, neither shall the sacrifice of the feast of the Passover be left until the morning. The first of the firstfruits of thy land thou shalt bring unto the house of Yahweh thy Elohim. Thou shalt not boil a kid in his mother's milk. And Yahweh said unto Moses, Write these words, for after the tender of these words I have made a covenant with thee and with Israel. And he was there with Yahweh 40 days and 40 nights. He did neither eat bread nor drink water. And he wrote upon the tables the words of the covenant, the 10 commandments. And it came to pass, when Moses came down from the Mount Sinai, with the 2 tables of the testimony in his hand, when he came down from the mount, that Moses knew not that his skin of his face shone, when they talked with him. And when Aaron and all the children of Israel saw Moses, behold, the skin of his face shone, and they were afraid to come nigh to him. And Moses called unto them, and Aaron and all the rulers of the congregation returned unto him, and Moses talked with them. And afterwards all the children of Israel came nigh, and he gave them in commandment all that Yahweh had spoken with him in Mount Sinai. Until Moses had done speaking with him, he put a veil on his face. But when Moses went in before Yahweh to speak with him, he took the veil off until he came out, and he came out and spake unto the children of Israel that which he was commanded. And the children of Israel saw the face of Moses, that the skin of his face shone. And Moses put the veil upon his face again until he went to speak with him. I just read Exodus, the 34th chapter.
What kind of meeting are we having? Not ministers. Oh, basically not ministers. Okay. I have a couple of announcements before I call on our first speaker. This is to all interested people. Greetings in the name of our Savior and King Yahshua. Should I read all that? Okay. It has been about 5 years since we first reprinted the Holy Name Bible, and are pleased to announce that we are doing it again. The new version will have a larger size, bigger print, and will be in bonded leather. There have been some publishing improvements since the first reprint. Therefore, the quality and integrity will be so much better than the last. We are offering you a pre-printed special price of $30 per Bible at any amount ordered. They will be packaged in boxes of 20 for the larger orders. The price will be at a one-time offer until October the 10th, 2012. After that, the price will be set at $40 per Bible and $700 a box for bulk orders. We hope you will pass this information to those that may be interested. Enclosed is a special order from excuse me. Enclosed is a special order form that expires on 10/10/12. Our phone number and address is on the order form if you have any questions. Our email address is, do I have to say? No? Okay. They have an email address if you guys are interested. After the expiration date, we will have new order forms on our website. We thank you for your support and or continued support in this endeavor. Praise Yahshua. Love, Frank and Valerie Lewis. And I guess this is the order form?
Yeah, don't worry about that.
And then this is, okay. Preferred Customer Appreciation Coupon for the Holy Name Bible. This coupon is for those who greatly supported us in the past. This coupon must be used before 10/10/12. They have bonded leather covers. All Bibles ordered with this coupon will be at a one-time special price of $25 per Bible. There will be no limit on the amount ordered at this price. Bulk orders will come in boxes of 20. There is no charge for shipping and handling. Please include this coupon in your order and change the amount price on the order form accordingly. Thank you, praise Yahshua. And I'm pretty sure we have to have the money before we order these, you know, if people order them. Okay. And next Sunday we will be having a business meeting. Okay, and please turn off all cell phones or put them on silent mode. And our first speaker this morning will be the Dean, Dr. Fred Allen Jr.
Based upon the announcement that was made about the Holy Name Bible, Can I see a show of hands of those that may be interested in getting a copy?
I'm
One,
gonna get two.
there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14, 15. Okay. Hmm? I'm trying to tell you. Okay. Thank you very much, Dan. Okay.
You know what the improvement is?
Huh?
That they said they
You
were-
already mentioned, they talked about they made the prints larger.
Oh, is that what the improvement is?
That's one thing. They got it in a leather bound
Leather
cover.
bound.
It's a little bit bigger, about 9 by 6, a little bit bigger, yeah, right. So the print's gonna be bigger. The print's gonna be bigger.
$20 is cheap.
So those are some of the better. There's a couple of things he's gonna change in the text.
20
per se
bucks is
that's
cheap.
wrong.
Yeah.
Even $40 is cheap, but
And they're gonna be at $25 at special price, because we bought for 'em, a lot of them before them. And then the other thing would be there's a couple of things they're making changes to. They've talked to me about them already. Huh?
No shipping fee either.
Yeah.
No shipping fee either, so that's on the first order. Now, after they're gonna be $40 a Bible after that. So that's what I'm trying to say, get them at this price, okay? Okay. One reason why I got back up again today was because of some questions was asked about last Sunday's class. And I wanted to clarify some things up that was mentioned to me since then. And I want everybody to, now I know who was not here last Sunday, just so I have an idea. Okay, it's four, okay. I dealt with the 34th chapter of Ezekiel. No, 16th chapter of Ezekiel, pardon me. 16th chapter of Ezekiel. And there seemed to be a statement I made in the lecture this Sunday that I made two statements, one contradicted the other one. And I wanted to try to clarify that so everybody be on the same page, at least on the same page on that. And what it was that I think I mentioned about Abraham and Sarah had gone to, I think I mentioned about them being born in Assyria up in the, I'm going to deal with that later on. And that was incorrect. There was the children, they moved there in Canaan land, and they had the children born in the land of that's what they talk about, the land of the Nativity. Get that Ezekiel 34, 16th chapter, verse 1 and 2, so we everybody be on the same page of what I'm talking about.
you want me to start at the beginning first?
61.
Ezekiel 16:1.
Mm-hmm.
Again the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, cause Jerusalem to know her abominations.
So now Ezekiel, the prophet, is being sent to them to cause them to know their abomination. In other words, how corrupt they were. Okay, read.
And say, Thus says Yahweh Elohim of Jerusalem.
And you go and report to them that Yahweh is saying this. This is not Ezekiel, but Yahweh is saying this. Read.
Thy birth and thy nativity is of the land of Canaan.
Thy birth and thy nativity is of the land of Canaan.
The father was an Amorite,
Mm-hmm.
and their mother was a Hittite.
Mm-hmm. Now those I don't want to try to go back and cover all the ground I did last time. I just don't have the time for it. But I want to try to cover so everybody understands what's happening here. Okay. So he's talking about the nativity of Israel. Now my second question was asked to me about, they didn't know much about Israel. And I thought that was very important to know something about Israel and what happened with them. And to have a better understanding of what we're reading about when we read in the scriptures, we should have a little better background of Israel, the Israelites. So I'm going to try to cover a little bit of that, so hopefully everybody will be able to follow me. If you have any questions, see, I'm going to give you permission to ask a question. Okay? I'm trying to labor for you to be better, understand the scriptures better when you read them, and know a little bit more about the people. Now, if y'all keep them abreast of the news, this territory we're talking about is in the news every day now. And the troubles is brewing. And Dr. King warned and told us to keep your eyes on the Middle East. And you have to know about Israel, you have to know about what's going on, and keep abreast of these type of things. And our relationship is also in relation to the Middle East. And we got a lot of problems going on. We got a government that's not supporting their allies as they should. That's causing a big problem. Our government is sending a message to the people of being weak. Therefore, it's causing them to go and do things they think they can bold enough to do. And they're not going to get punished for it. So that's what they're looking at. And because of that, it's causing unstableness in the land there. But I'm not going to deal with that. That's another subject. I'm not going to try to deal with all that. Now go give me Genesis, the 12th chapter. Now, what I'm trying to establish now a little bit of history about Israel, and hopefully you'll be able to understand a bit better about what we're talking about Israel. I had this chapter, the 34th chapter, read to show that Yahweh had cautioned them and warned them before they left Canaan, before they left the wilderness to go into Canaan land, about them not to be like the people in Canaan land. So now I'm trying to go back over so we all have a better picture, better understanding of what's going on. And I just don't have all the kind of maps I would like to have to be able to illustrate and point things out to you. I'm sorry the maps are small, and I have some equipment at home I should bring down and project it on the wall so you can be able to see it better. But we're going to do what we're going to. If you don't understand, get in the back of your Bibles and have maps. Look in the back of your Bible, see if they have some of the details we're going to talk about. I'm not going to deal with. This is not a map reading lecture this morning. But I had to point some things out just so we have a better idea, a better understanding of what we're dealing with Israel. And the more you know about it, and the more you know Yahweh's relationship to them, the better you're going to be able to understand the things that are happening in the world today. This land of Canaan was cursed because of Noah's son, Ham. And I'm not going to try to go into all the details. It's important to know about it. But the thing I'm trying to get across to you is that because of Canaan's son, Ham, his son's name was Canaan. And he cursed him because he had looked upon his father's nakedness. And because of that, he had told Canaan that they were going to be servants to their brothers. This is summarized very, very easily. So what we have, Canaan land, so if you have an understanding about it, you know, I'm just so, the maps we have is, this map is a little bit bigger, but you can be able to see it. This is the Dead Sea. This is the Sea of Galilee. You remember the Messiah told him he walked around the Sea of Galilee and did a lot of miracles around the Sea of Galilee. He was on the sea many times, walked on the water, all these type of things happened back there. Okay? Now, this is land of Canaan. This is the Israel's land right in this area here now. This is where the Israelites are. But at the time it belonged to Canaan. And his sons inhabited the land of Canaan. That's where you got Hittites and Amorites. They were a part of Canaan land. They were living in that area. The land that covered that Canaan now.
Is all the yellow Canaan?
No. Well, pretty much that'd be a good idea about Canaan. That'd be a good idea about Canaan. It's not all, it's a good idea. And I don't have a map that overlays the Hittites and Amorites and all those in that land, but they were in that same land. Okay. Now, when you come down after the flood now, you got Shem and Japheth and Ham. Those are Noah's sons. So his son was cursed. And the lineage from Shem, which was the oldest son of Noah, there was a lineage that you come down through there where you're going to get the Hebrew people are going to come down through that lineage of Shem. That's right after I'm talking about after the flood now. You go and read about, I don't have time to get all these scriptures for you, but I don't have time for that. But at the time when the flood ended, Shem was about 98 years old. And his offspring that he had, you read that down and you read in the 11th chapter of Genesis, you read about his offspring and come down. I don't have time to read all these and bog your mind with all these names and stuff. But now, in the 12th chapter of Genesis, is where Yahweh is calling Abraham. And Abraham, Abraham was let's get it and read it. I ain't going to try to get into more history about him right now. Okay, here we are in the 12th chapter of Genesis.
Genesis 12 and 1.
Mm-hmm.
Now Yahweh has said unto Abram,
Mm-hmm.
Get thee out of thy country,
Get thee out of thy country,
and from thy kindred,
and from thy kindred,
and from thy father's house,
and from thy father's house,
unto a land that I will show thee.
to a land that I will show thee. Read.
And I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee,
I will make thee a great nation, and I will bless thee. Read.
and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing.
And thou shalt be a blessing. Read.
And I will bless them that bless thee,
I want to bless them that bless thee,
and curse him that curse thee.
and I will curse him that curse thee.
And thou shall all families of the earth be blessed.
Then all the families of the earth shall be blessed. Now that will include, at this time you don't have Jew and Gentile.
Right.
See? He doesn't have any children. See? So he's telling him to get away from the land that he's in. Now the land that he's in, they worship idols. So he's trying to get them away from that. See? Okay, read on.
So Abram departed as Yahweh had spoken unto him,
Mm-hmm.
and Lot went with him.
And Lot went with him. Read.
And Abram was 75 years old
He's 75 years when he left. Read.
when he departed out of Haran.
Mm-hmm. Out of Haran. Now, see. Oh, I had to go back and get some more information because he didn't start in Haran. He started in Ur Chaldees. Okay. On this map here, it shows Ur being right here. See. And Haran was up here. So he moved from Ur when he left with his family, with his wife, his brother's son, Lot, and his dad. They left. I got to go back up in the 11th chapter and get that information. So they left from Ur Chaldees, that's that little spot right down here,
Mm-hmm.
went to Haran. Haran is up here.
Right.
Then from Haran they went down into this area right in here. This is the area we're looking at on this map is bigger. This map right here, this is the Red Sea here, I mean the Dead Sea here, and the look at that little blue dot right in here, that's where you have the Mediterranean, Sea of Galilee, right. And this is the Mediterranean Sea on this side here. Now, it's kind of, I don't want to blow your minds down with it, but this history helps you understand what's going on. That's the only reason why I'm trying to deal with this. So you're going to be able to appreciate a lot of things else I'm going to bring up later on. But I want you to see what's happened. So you see he left here, went there, and that's almost, by the map that is showing you, about 400 miles. Just roughly giving you kind of time, distance-wise. Then from here, he goes down in this area down in here, which is not shown here on this map. Not shown detailed enough. Let's read on down a little more so I get the other locations.
And Abram took Sarah, his wife,
Mhm.
and Lot, his brother's son,
Mm-hmm.
and all their substance that they had gathered,
Mm-hmm.
and the souls that they had gotten in Haran.
Oh, man, okay.
And they went forth to go into the land of Canaan.
Mm-hmm.
And into the land of Canaan they came.
Mm-hmm.
And Abram passed through the land unto the place of
Mm-hmm.
Shechem, unto the plain of Moriah.
Shephem, so you're coming down in the plain of Moab. Read on.
And the Canaanite was then in the land.
The Canaanites were then in the land. So the Canaanites are already occupying the land, and now he's coming down in their land now. Okay, read.
And Yahweh appeared unto Abram,
Mhm.
and said, Unto thy seed will I give this land.
Unto thy seed will I give this land. Read.
And there builded he an altar unto Yahweh,
Mhm.
who appeared unto him.
Mm-hmm.
And he removed from thence unto a mountain on the east of Bethlehem, and pitched his tent.
And that's right down in here, Bethlehem.
Mm-hmm.
See, now Bethlehem is Jerusalem down here. So you see they're not that far away from Jerusalem. Okay? Bethlehem is not that far away from Jerusalem either. That's further south. Okay? Remember, this is north and this is south. On the church, so people understand north and south. Because you talk about time, you're going to read about Israel, talk about the north country. You ain't going to talk about the southern country. That's what Israel was. Okay, that's enough of that. Okay, now, being made aware of all that now, here's Yahweh giving Abraham a promise of blessing all his families. And at this time, he doesn't have any children. Okay? And you find later on he has a son by his wife's handmaid, and he has a son by his wife Sarah, Ishmael and Isaac. Now they were at that time, or just before the birth of Isaac, Yahweh made a covenant with Abraham about the contract he made with him, about the covenant he made with him, by giving him the gift of giving him the sign of circumcision. That's in about the 14th chapter, I think, of Genesis. Okay, now, maybe the 17th chapter of Genesis. 17th chapter of Genesis. So now I'm saying that so you understand. Now, when you have this, Ishmael was already born. He's about 13, 14 years old when he was circumcised. And then when Ishmael was born, he was circumcised 8 days after birth, beginning that process. Now what's happening, this is now Yahweh setting up with Abraham to be the father of all nations. So you're going to have the first, what you're going to have is now we're going to have the Yahweh told Abraham that it's not going to be in Ishmael's seed, but in Isaac's seed shall thy seed be called. So he's making designating what seed he's going to come down through. Okay? Now all what I'm saying to you, all goes all the way back to Genesis, the first chapter, the second chapter. But I don't have time to run all that down now. But I'm trying to convey to your mind this history so you understand about Israel and understand how Yahweh is dealing with Israel, because they were a typical people for the time, for you to be able to appreciate the things we're going to talk about later on. Okay, now, if you've seen that, that's where they went. That's where they came down. We got some kind of an idea about their movement. Okay, I'm talking about Israel as a people. Now, we had read after. Okay, I should back it up this way. After you had Isaac begot Jacob and Esau. That their family is split again. Jacob and Esau. See? Jacob got the blessing and Esau didn't. Then you get on down to their offspring. Now Jacob had 12 sons, which we know we give them the name of the 12 tribes of Israel. And they were born in this land here. This is the land that they were born in. And it's the same area right now. Here's Jerusalem right here, but in this territory. See, now from there they go down into, they went, when they had a famine in the land, they migrated into Egypt. They were in Egypt, in bondage. That's what you read in the beginning of the book of Exodus. So now they go down into Egypt. So down in this land here in Egypt. And they were there for about 400 years, 430 to 30 years. And during that time, they were under Egyptian bondage. And Yahweh delivered them out of Egyptian bondage. We read that in the 12th chapter of Exodus and come up to into the wilderness. The news yesterday showed they had a conflict, a battle there in Sinai. It's down here in the corner here. This is Sinai, down here, the mouth of the Red Sea there. So down here is Mount Sinai. So they left Egypt and went down to Mount Sinai when the law was given to them. And then they migrated back up here, migrated back up this way, and went through the River Jordan into Canaan. That's their whole journey there, real quickly explained. But now I'm going to back over some things because I want to point out so you understand why and some of the things that we have dealing with this covenant that Yahweh made with Israel and with us. Okay? Any questions about what I said so far? Okay. I know everybody's not going to remember everything, and I'm not expecting everybody to remember everything. But at least you got some history about it, okay? Now, they down in Egypt. They come out of the land of Egypt, come into the wilderness, they migrate to Mount Sinai, and Yahweh then spoke to them from Mount Sinai and gave them laws and statutes. He told them, when he gave the law to them, not to make any image like in the heaven above and the earth beneath. First commandment given, don't do that, okay? Then Yahweh calls Moses to the top of the mount, and then Yahweh showing him up at the top of the mount the creation of the heavens, earth, and giving the specification for building the tabernacle. When he comes back down from the mount, I'm going to tell you with a scripture lesson. Get the Exodus 24 and 8. Oh, no, that's going down. Let's go to 11.
Exodus 24 and 11.
Mm-hmm.
And upon the nobles of the children of Israel he laid not his hand.
Mm-hmm.
Also they saw Elohim and did eat and drink.
Mm-hmm.
And Yahweh said unto Moses, Come up unto me in the mount, and be there. And I will give thee tables of stone.
Now I'm seeing, I read that because I want you to see that Moses going up in the mount to receive tables of stone. Read.
And I will give thee tables of stone, and a law, and commandments, which I have written.
Which he had written. This is what he wrote on tables of stone. Read.
That thou mayest teachest them.
Mm-hmm.
And Moses rose up, and his minister Joshua.
Mm-hmm.
And Moses went up into the mountain of Elohim.
Mm-hmm.
And he said unto the elders, Tarry ye here for us,
Tarry here for us,
until we come again unto you.
until Moses and Joshua come unto them again. Read.
And behold, Aaron and Hur are with you.
Mm-hmm.
If any man have any matters to do, let him come unto them.
Okay.
And Moses went up into the mount, and the cloud covered the mount.
So then he goes up into the mount, and the cloud covered the mount. So Moses is going up into the mount, and this Joshua went with him, but he also transfigured him and appeared to him in the vision that he's seen up here in the mount. And then after he'd seen this in the vision, see, what we're saying, so everybody understand, we're seeing this one Joshua goes up in the mount, and he transfigures and appears in a vision that Moses has seen at the top of the mount. See? And that's the one that's communicating with Moses up here at the top of the mount. Now, while they're up in the top of the mount, continue reading, let's get everything so we get time-wise.
And Moses went up into the mount, and the cloud covered the mount.
Mm-hmm.
And the glory of Yahweh abode upon Mount Sinai.
Mm-hmm.
And the cloud covered it 6 days.
6 days you got a quota mark, which means that right there is where you should find the 7-day account, 6-day account of the creation of Yahweh resting on the 7th day. In Genesis, the first chapter down to the 2nd chapter and the 4th verse, King James, and down to the first verse in the holy name. So now that's why Yahweh is showing Moses up to the top of the mountain. Now, he charged the Aaron and the body of the 70 elders to tarry there till they return. Okay? And shortly thereafter, about 10 days after they left, and went down into the camp. And you find in the 32nd chapter of Genesis is where they build the golden calf. Of Exodus, what I say? Of Exodus, right. They build a golden calf. And he come down and they had him destroy, grind this golden calf up into dust and put it in the water and made him drink of it. So now, he's showing his wrath against them about building the golden calf.
Mm-hmm.
Now, while he's down there, oh no, that's not right. Not right. Let me back up. Before he went up to the top of the mountain. Before he went up to the top of the mountain. See? He had told them, the same day that Yahweh spoke the law to Israel from top of Mount Sinai, Moses, the children of Israel said, Moses, you go talk to Yahweh. Whatever Yahweh said, you come back and tell us. So while he was up there in the mountain, Yahweh was telling them things that he wanted them to do. He's giving them the statutes and judgments which they had to go by. That's the 21st, 22nd, the 20th chapter, 21st, 22nd, and 23rd chapter of Exodus. That's when he's giving the judgments. Okay? Exodus 23:20.
Exodus 23 and 20.
I'm trying to go through this timeline so you have a better understanding of the things that's transpiring. Okay? Okay, read.
Behold, I send an angel before thee,
Behold, I send an angel before thee
to keep thee in the way.
to keep thee in the way. Now, this is Yahweh telling to Moses on the plateau of the mountain after the 10 commandments had been given to Israel. Okay, read.
Behold, I send an angel before thee to keep thee in the way,
Mm-hmm.
and to bring thee into the place which I have prepared.
Mm-hmm.
Beware of him, and obey his voice. Provoke him not, for he will not pardon your transgressions, for my name is in him.
Mm-hmm.
But if thou shalt indeed obey his voice, and do all that I speak, then I will be an enemy unto thy enemies, and an adversary unto thy adversary.
Mm-hmm.
For my angel shall go before me, or before thee,
My angel shall go before thee. Read.
and bring thee into the Amorites,
Mm-hmm.
and the Hittites, and the Perizzites,
Mm-hmm.
and the Canaanites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, and I will cut them off.
Okay.
Thou shalt not bow down to their idols,
Thou shalt, now he's telling them up here, he's telling them before, Moses told thou shalt not bow down to the idols,
nor serve them,
nor serve them.
nor do after their works.
Uh-huh.
But thou shalt utterly overthrow them.
Okay, now, this is what he told him on the plateau of the mountain. He comes back to him in the 24th chapter, he comes back to him and tells him what thus says Yahweh. Now, when he tells him what thus says Yahweh, he, 24:7 and 8.
And he took the book of the covenant.
Now, he took the book, because what book is that? That's the book that Moses wrote. In other words, he's writing down all that Yahweh has told him up here in the mountain, in the commandments. He wrote that in a book. What do you do with that with the book?
And read it in the audience of the
He
people.
read it in the audience of the people, so he's making them all be aware, thou shalt not make any graven image like anything in heaven above. I'm trying to stress this so you see what Yahweh is telling Israel not to do. See? And how they reacted to it. Okay? Read on.
And they said, all that Yahweh said has said we will do and be obedient.
So now they're agreeing to that, to be obedient to that. Okay. Now, we talk about the golden calf. Beyond that. Now they sojourned there in the wilderness for 40 years. No, I'm not. We'll move that. I won't move that yet. I got to get back to this other point. After he come down the mountain and broke those tables of stone, then Yahweh requested him to come back to the top of the mountain. That's what you read in the 34th chapter of Exodus. Okay? Let's go to the 34th chapter of Exodus. Now, I don't. 33:20.
Exodus 33 and 20.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, Thou canst not see my face, for there shall no man see me and live.
Before that, you're reading about Moses talking to Joshua in the tent, or Joshua in the tent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And Moses is bringing up to Joshua in the tent, who's this angel you're going to send before me? He wants to know who it was. It was hid from him. He didn't know who it was. See? So he's asking about him. Here's what Yahweh was saying to him in the tent. Read.
And Yahweh said, Behold, there is a place by me,
There's a place by me.
and thou shalt stand upon a rock.
Thou shalt stand upon a rock.
And it shall come to pass,
Mm-hmm.
while my glory passes by,
When my glory passes by,
that I will put thee in a cleft of the rock.
I'm going to put thee in the cleft of the mount. Of the mount. Okay, read.
And will cover thee with my hand
Cover thee with my hand
while I pass by.
while I pass by.
And I will take away my hand,
When I take away my hand,
and thou shalt see my back,
you see my back parts. Read.
but my face shall not be seen.
But my face shall not be seen. Read.
And Yahweh said unto Moses, Hew thee 2 tables of stone,
You need 2 tables of stone.
like unto the first.
Uh-huh.
And I will write upon these tables
And
the
I'm going to write
words,
upon these tables,
the words that were in the first tables,
Mhm.
which thou breakest.
which thou breakest. So now you're seeing now, he's asked to see the angel who's going to go before him. He told me you're going to stand by me, you're going to see my hinder parts. I'm not going to demonstrate that right now. See? But now I'm showing you now the events that's happening. And this is up here. And this is now this is after the first trip on the mount, which is a 40-day, second trip on the mount, which is a 40-day trip. You come down from the mount, there's another 40 days to transpire. This is at the end of this 40 days that he's down from the mount, talking to them there. So now he's getting ready to go back up with the tables of stone that he hewn out. He takes these stones that he hewn out, he takes them back up on the mountain and places them in the same place where he received the other one. And Yahweh wrote on those table stones, he wrote on the first table of stone. So now he's coming down with a new set of stones. Okay, read on a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And be ready in the morning,
Mhm.
and come up in the morning unto Mount Sinai,
Mhm.
and present thyself there to me in the top of the mount.
Okay.
And no man shall come up with thee,
Mhm.
neither let any man be seen throughout all the mount.
Right, okay, now, you're in the 34th chapter now, right?
Mhm.
Okay, now, I'm trying to get so you understand what happened. When he goes up in the mount, and Yahweh writes on the tables of stone. Now you're in the 34th chapter, now you go see what transpires. This is now he's on. He told him, go up in the mountain and present thyself before me. See? So Moses, he's going up in the mountain. This time he's going up in the mountain by himself in the mountain. He left Joshua in the tent. See? Tent backside of the mountain. Okay. And Joshua meets him on the top of the mountain. He transfigures before him, or transfigures before him up at the top of the mountain. In other words, he projects himself on the top of the mountain. That cloud came down. See? And Joshua went back up in the top of the mountain in the cloud. See? So I'm showing you he's going up in the top of the mountain in the cloud. Okay, now, when he's up there in the mountain, see, and Yahweh writes on the tables of stone. Continue reading a bit more now. Well, verse 2.
Let's start back at 3. And no man shall come up with thee.
We got 34 and 3. What verse are you at?
34 and 3.
34? 34 and what?
3.
3. Okay, 34 and 3. Okay, read.
And no man shall come up with thee, neither let any man be seen throughout all the mount, neither let the flocks nor herds feed before the mount. And he hewed 2 tables of stone, like unto the first. And Moses rose up early in the morning, and went up unto the Mount Sinai, as Yahweh had commanded him, and took in his hand the 2 tables of stone.
You got 2 tables of stones, read.
And Yahweh descended in the cloud, and stood with him there, and proclaimed the name of Yahweh.
Now he's standing there with him now, proclaiming the name of Yahweh. You know, he's re-identifying, re-explaining to him. See, the glory of Yahweh is passing by him. Okay, read on.
And Yahweh passed by before him, and proclaimed Yahweh, Yahweh Elohim, merciful and gracious, long-suffering, and abundant in goodness and truth. Keeping mercy for thousands.
Keeping mercy for thousands.
Forgiving iniquity.
Forgiving iniquity.
And transgression and sin. And that will by no means clear the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, and upon the children's children, unto the third and to the fourth generation.
Okay, read on now. What verse are you at now?
8.
8, okay, read on. I went down to 11, on down.
And Moses made haste, and bowed his head toward the earth, and worship. And he said, If now I have found grace in thy sight, O Yahweh, let my Elohim, I pray thee, go among us, for it is a stiff-necked people.
So Moses is describing how the people, they were stiff-necked, they wouldn't listen to what he said. He's just describing how bad they were. Okay, read on.
And pardon our iniquity.
Pardon our iniquities.
And our sin.
And our sins, read.
And take us for thy inheritance. And he said, Behold, I make a covenant. Before all thy people I will do marvelous, such as have not been done in all the earth, nor any nation in all the people among which thou art shall see the work of Yahweh, for it is a terrible thing that I will do with thee.
It's a terrible thing I'm going to do with thee. Read on.
Observe thou that which I commanded thou.
Observe thou which I commanded thou.
This day.
This day, read.
Behold, drive out before thee.
I'm going to drive out before thee.
The Amorites.
The Amorites.
And the Canaanites.
The Canaanites.
And the Hittites.
The Hittites.
And the Perizzite. And the Hivite. And the Jebusite. Take heed to thyself.
Now take heed to thyself.
Lest thou make a covenant.
Lest you make a covenant.
With the inhabitants.
With the inhabitants of the land. Read.
Whether thou goest.
Where thou goest.
Lest it be for a snare.
Lest it be a snare.
In the midst of thee.
In the midst of thee. In other words, you're going to get in trouble if you go there and you make an agreement with them and become subservient to them, or start beginning to do what I told you not to do. That's what I'm trying to get to. Okay, read on.
But ye shall destroy thy altars.
You're going to destroy the altars that they have built up there. Read.
Break thou images.
Break down their images.
And cut their groves.
And cut down their groves that they have up there. Read.
For thou
These are
worship.
just places where they worship, the Gentiles worship, and he's trying to destroy them. See, read.
For thou shalt worship no other El.
Mm-hmm.
For Yahweh, who is jealous of his name, is a jealous El.
It's a jealous El.
Lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, and they go and work, and they go a hoarding after their deities.
They're going to go a hoarding after their deities, okay, or other gods, okay. So he's telling them up front, this is what they're not supposed to do, okay. Now, Israel migrates through this wilderness. 40 years they're in the wilderness. And then Moses dies off, and Joshua takes up the lead and takes them over through the river Jordan into Canaan land. They go into Canaan land. Now they're in Canaan land. Judges 2. Read 2 and 1 and 2, then go down to about the 11th verse. I'm exercising your Bible today if you don't.
Judges 11 and 2.
Mm-hmm. No. 2, 1 and 2, and then 11. Judges 2, second chapter,
I
1
got
and 2,
you. Uh-huh.
and then the 11th verse.
Judges 2 and 1.
Mm-hmm.
And an angel of Yahweh came up from Gilgal to Bochim and said, I made you to go up out of Egypt, and I brought you into the land which I swore unto your fathers.
I brought you in the land which I swore unto your father. In other words, the promise he made to Abraham, this is going to be the land he's going to give him. He caused him to go down the land of Egypt, brought him up out of the land of Egypt, through the wilderness, on back, and I'm giving you this land. Read.
And I have brought you up unto the land which I swore unto your fathers.
Uh-huh.
And I have said, I will never break my covenant with you.
I never break my covenant. Remember now, we're talking with Yahweh. We're not talking about a man now. A man breaks his covenant. Yahweh don't. Okay, read.
And he shall make no league with the inhabitants
Don't
of
make
the
no
land.
league with the inhabitants of the land. Read.
He shall throw down their altars,
Throw down their altars.
but ye have not obeyed my voice.
You have not obeyed. See, now they've been traveling. They're already in the land of Canaan. They've been traveling. See, read.
Why have you done this?
Why have you done this? Okay, read.
11. And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of Yahweh, and served Baalim. And they took Yahweh Elohim of their fathers, and they forsook Yahweh Elohim of their fathers.
Pardon me, Tony, pardon me. I think I skipped a part. I should have something about the death of Joshua. Is it in the first chapter? I thought it was in that down here. Sure, he died.
Yeah, it's down in between what you had me skip.
That's
to.
what I thought. Okay.
You want me to just read on down? Okay, I'm going to go back up to Judges 1, and I'm going to start back at 3, where I left off at. Wherefore I also said, I will not drive them out from before you, but they shall be as thorns in your sides, and their deities or gods shall be a snare unto you.
You'll be a snare unto you. Read.
And it came to pass, when the angel of Yahweh spoke these words unto the children of Israel, that the people lifted up their voice and wept. And they called the name of that place Bochim, and they sacrificed there unto Yahweh. And when Joshua had let the people go, the children of Israel went every man unto his inheritance.
Now, when he let them go, they went every man into their inheritance.
To possess the land.
To possess the land.
And
the
the people,
land that Joshua had divided up to the 12 tribes. Okay, read on.
And the people served Yahweh all the days of Joshua.
They served him all the days of Joshua.
And all the days of the elders that outlived Joshua, who had seen all the great works of Yahweh, and did for Israel.
And did for Israel. Read.
And Joshua, the son of Nun, the servant of Yahweh, died, being
He died.
110 years old.
Being 110 years old. Read.
And they buried him in the border of his inheritance, in Timnath-Heres, in the mount of Ephraim,
in the mount of
on the
Ephraim.
north side of the hill of
So they had
Gaash.
Joshua attached to the tribe of Ephraim. He wasn't born out of that family. He didn't have no father and mother. See? Okay, read on.
And also all that generation were gathered unto their fathers. And there arose
Now,
another
it said
generation.
all that generation, all that knew Joshua, all that came about in Egypt, all of them that died off. See, and Joshua died off, and those that knew that Yahweh and worked that Yahweh had did with them, how he brought them through the river Jordan, all of them died off. Okay? Now here's their offspring. Read.
And there arose another generation after them,
Mm-hmm.
which knew not Yahweh,
Oh, they didn't know Yahweh.
nor yet the works which he had done for Israel.
Now, folks, I want you to think about it now.
Right.
Same thing's happening with the IDMR.
That's right.
See? When the founder passed, the classes we had, probably close to 160 schools, and majority of them, I'm saying a majority of them, they were all teaching basically the same thing that Dr. Kennedy taught. Okay? Now, as different ones died off, they knew Dr. Kennedy, knew what he taught. You had this the teaching in the IDMR being degraded or downgraded or becoming terrible. Okay? I'm just saying it that way. And you see then from that, you're doing the same thing they did back there with Israel. Okay? Now, after his death, okay, read on a bit more, try to find more.
11th verse.
Mm-hmm.
And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of Yahweh, and served Baalim.
Mm-hmm.
And they
served another God. They served Balaam. Read on.
And they forsook Yahweh their Elohim of their fathers, which brought them out of the land of Egypt, and followed other gods,
Mm-hmm.
of the gods of the people that were around about them, and bowed themselves unto them,
Mm-hmm.
and provoked Yahweh to anger.
Okay, I said, well, don't make any great man, don't bow yourself down to them. Now here they're doing exactly what he told them not to do. Read.
And they forsook Yahweh and served Baal and Ashtaroth.
Nestor.
And the
These
anger
are other gods in Canaan. Read.
and the anger of Yahweh was hot against Israel, and he delivered them into the hands of the spoilers that spoiled them.
Now, folks, maybe some of you might relate to the thing in this order. You have a husband or you have a wife. And if that husband or wife goes out to another party, or another man or another woman, see, are you going to say, oh, that's okay? You're going to get kind of hot. And I'm trying to set the thing up so you see why remember, Yahweh deal with Israel, because he's married to them. So he's got to deal with them the same way. So here they are doing exactly the same thing. Okay, so he got hot with them. Read. I'm sorry, but I have to have it read because I want you to understand what's going on. Because I can tell you about these things, but you may not be able to relate to them when you read in the book and see what they actually were doing. Okay, read on. Bro.
And he, or Yahweh, sold them into the hands of their enemies
Now
round
he
about.
sold them now because they were disobedient, he put them in bondage, he put them in servitude, put them in judgment. He did that because they were disobedient. See? Okay. Now, when they were put in judgment and solitude and things like that, Yahweh then sent unto them judges to judge them, deliver them out of the bondage that they were in. And they had judges to judge them. See? I'm not going to go out and try to go through all the judges, but they had a number of judges to deliver them out of the different situations they were in. Okay, now, you read there in Kings, you'll find that Israel, when they got over the land of Canaan now, they saw these nations over there, they had kings. And then their heart begins to, I want a king, we want a king. See? Okay. 1 Kings 10. 10 said, this is, well, you go back up a little bit further, you'll find that Yahweh sending Samuel to anoint a king for Israel. They wanted one. I believe I got the right
You
chapter.
on 1 Samuel 11 and.
First, where I said
I'm
king?
sorry, 1 Samuel 12 and 12. 1 Samuel 12:12. When Israel saw them with a king and they wanted.
Oh, okay. Wait a minute, that's 12, 10?
1
12?
Samuel.
12?
And when you saw that Nahash, the king of the children of Ammon, came against you, you said unto me, Nay, but a king shall reign over us. When Yahweh your Elohim was it?
Okay, that's a good one.
That's not what you
Well, you're in Samuel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go back, go to the 10th chapter, 6th verse.
You probably want 8, 7, maybe. I don't know.
Okay, go. I tell you, folks, man, I've been wrestling with these scriptures in my mind and all this stuff, trying to keep this history together and try to come down so you can follow along with it. See, you got to go all over the book, and I'm not even touching some of the things I need to touch on too to deal with this here. But I don't have time to read all these places for you in the book. But if you follow along, hopefully you'll be able to understand what I'm trying to get to.
8, 1 through 7.
Okay. 8:1.
What?
1 Samuel 8:1. Oh, no. What? You said 8:1?
Yeah, 8 and 1, she said, through 7.
Maybe
Yeah,
it's not, no?
it's a good one.
I wonder when Yahweh had him to go anoint Saul.
Oh.
That's in the 10th chapter. That's what I'm trying to get down to 10.
Yep.
10 and 6, I believe, is when he sent him to go in, starting at 8 in the 9th chapter. I don't have time to read all this down. What did 8 and 1 have in it? Just so I just have a bearing, because that's before.
And it came to pass, when Samuel was old, that he made his sons judges over Israel. Now the name of the
He made his
firstborn was
son-
Joel.
Okay, that's when his sons became corrupt. Okay. They became corrupt. They did all the things they should have done too. So
Down in the
that's
6th, and it goes, the thing displeased Samuel
Yeah.
when they said, give us a king to judge us.
That's what they go. They asked for a king. Okay, they're asking for a king.
Right.
See. Okay, now I'm going now to where you always give them a king. If they ask one, you're gonna give them one. See. My time is getting on me. Just real quick, let's cover 10:6 real quick.
1 Samuel 10 and 6.
Mm-hmm.
And the spirit of Yahweh will come and the spirit of Yahweh will come upon thee.
Right.
And thou shalt prophesy with them, and thou shalt be turned into another
And
man.
you should be turning another man. So what I'm trying to show you, the spirit of Yahweh is changing a man's behavior, man's action. He's making him king now. You got to be over these people. Okay? So he's making him king. Okay, read on.
And let it be when these signs are come upon, and let it be when these signs are come unto thee, that thou do as an occasion serve thee, for Elohim is with thee.
So Elohim is with thee. Now, so Yahweh made him king. I don't have time. He anointed him, made him a king. And then you read on down in the 16 chapters when Yahweh told him he's going to reject Saul, King Saul, and make David king. See, he makes David king. David king, he become king, he reigned for 40 years. See? Then you got David, who he's made king, and look, folks, all Yahweh had to work with, I'm talking about mankind, womankind, all of them he had to work with, they were all sinners.
Yeah.
But Yahweh had to set examples up with them anyway. So they're going to walk uprightly with him for a while, they're going to be disobedient to show that they needed a Savior, and the only one that walk upright. If anybody before the Messiah came was righteous, was upright, so then there no need for the Messiah to come.
Right.
So you have to see that, you got to see that be happening with all these people back
Falling
there.
short.
Saul, David did bad, he was bad before Yahweh, he numbered Israel, he should have done that, he had take another man's wife, and all the things he did. I don't have time to go into all the details.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to show how Israel became corrupt. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, and you go into we talk about Saul, and if you read the 16th chapter of Samuel, 1 Samuel, you read when Yahweh had anointed David. David reigned. Then you come down to the time his reign ends, and then Yahweh has to put somebody else in place of them. First Kings. I'm not going to have you read that. I like to have you read, but there's so much detail there. You have there in First Kings the third chapter. When Yahweh had made Solomon, made Solomon, and asked him, what did he want? And he walked up right before him. Okay, I want that part there. I think it's
5.
hmm?
5.
5. Okay, that's good. So verses 1 Samuel 3 and 5.
First Kings 3 and 5. In Gibeon, Yahweh appeared to Solomon in a dream by night.
Now, remember, all these books we're reading right there, these are all history chapters, books dealing with history. Okay, read.
And Elohim asked,
Mm-hmm.
and Elohim said, ask what I shall give thee.
So now Yahweh is asking Solomon, ask what I will give you. Read.
And Solomon said, thou hast showed unto thy servant David, my father, great mercy,
Mm-hmm.
according as he walked before thee in truth, and in righteousness and in uprightness of heart with thee.
Mm-hmm.
And thou hast kept from him this great kindness, that thou hast given him a son to sit on his throne,
Give him a
as
son
it
to
is
sit
this
upon his
day.
throne. Read.
As it is this day.
Mm-hmm.
And now, O Yahweh, my Elohim, thou hast made thy servant king instead of David, my father.
Mm-hmm.
And I am but a little child.
I am but a little child.
I know not how to go out or come in.
Mm-hmm.
And thy servant is in the midst of thy people, which thou hast chosen,
Mm-hmm.
a great people that cannot be numbered nor counted for a multitude.
Right.
Give therefore thy servant an understanding heart
He's asking for an understanding heart.
to judge thy
To
people,
judge thy people. Read.
that I may discern
That I may discern
between good and bad.
and bad.
For who is able to judge thy people,
Who's
so great a
able
people?
to judge thy people?
Mhm.
Read.
So great a people.
Mm-hmm.
And the speech pleased Yahweh
Mhm.
that Solomon had asked this thing.
Yeah, ask this thing. So now Solomon's got this wisdom, got this understanding. See?
You want me 11th verse?
Yeah, read that verse.
And Elohim said unto him, because thou hast asked this thing, and hast not asked for thyself long life, neither hast asked riches for thyself,
Uh-huh.
nor hast asked for life of the life of thy enemies,
Mhm.
but asked for thyself understanding, discern judgment.
And discern judgment. Now because he did that, he made him wise. And you find in the next couple chapters you read about his wisdom that he had, even in that chapter too.
Right.
See? Now you go on down. Now I want to go to the 6th chapter, real quickly. I'm just touching this real quickly so you get try and give you a flow of events. See, read.
6 and 1.
Mm-hmm.
And it came to pass in the 480th year,
In the 480 year,
after the children of Israel come out of the land of Egypt,
as they come out of the land of Egypt,
in the 4th year of the reign of Solomon
in this 4th year of the reign of Solomon,
over Israel,
Uh-huh.
in the month of Ziph,
mm-hmm.
which is the 2nd month, that he began to build the house of Yahweh.
So they began building the temple. Okay? I'm just showing you, he's building the temple of Yahweh, for Yahweh. Okay? Now, as you go on down, you see that as he ruled over Israel, and with his wisdom on, you have Bathsheba coming to see him to see his wisdom and being Queen of Sheba. I said Sheba, Queen of Sheba, come to see him. You had that going down, and then you read on down to give me the 11th chapter, verse 1.
Eleven
Now,
and
if
1.
you remember what I had read to you earlier in Exodus, the 34th chapter. Now I'm getting down. I'm trying to show here with Israel now. Here's Israel with the king, Solomon. See, the third king they've had. So here he says, okay, read.
11 and 1. But King Solomon loved many strange women,
Oh,
Strange.
oh, read.
together with the daughter of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites, Amorites, Edomites.
Oh, he all kinds of him from all different nations. This is what making up his harem and his wives. See, these women from these different countries. Read.
Zidonites, Nines, and Hittites,
Mm-hmm.
of the nations concerning which Yahweh said unto the children of Israel, Ye shall not go to them, neither shall they come in unto you.
Mm-hmm.
For surely they will turn away your heart
They're going to turn away your heart.
after their idols.
After their idols. Read on.
Solomon clave unto these in love.
He came into them in love. Now, he loved all these women. See? And the woman said,
Yeah, he
well,
was.
my God is whatever. Make me a temple. Make me a house for my God. See? So what then? Because he loves them, then he's going to do what he can for them. So that's what he does. Okay, read.
And he had 700 wives, princesses,
What a headache.
and 300 concubines.
Mm-hmm.
And his wives turned away his heart.
But glad it came out to be 10, so he only had one. All of them, the total 1,000 women, which equal to like a bride or one woman. See, which would be like with Yahshua and Sinai. He's married to Yahshua was married to only but one woman, one wife, and that's the body of Yahshua Sinai. Okay, read on.
For it came to pass when Solomon was old.
Now, when he became old, now he can't get around first like he used to before. See, read.
That his wives turned away his heart
Turn away his heart.
after idols.
That's exactly what Yahweh says. You get to mess around with them, you're going to mess up. So you read on.
And his heart was not perfect with Yahweh, his Elohim,
Mm-hmm.
and was the heart of David, his father.
Mm-hmm.
For Solomon went after Ashtaroth, the female idol
Mm-hmm.
of Zidonian, and after Milcom, the abomination of Amorites.
See, there's other nations, they went to worship other gods, because he loved the women worship these gods, so he's building images for them in favor of them. See, read.
And Solomon did evil in the sight of Yahweh,
Mm-hmm.
and went not fully after Yahweh,
He didn't go fully after Yahweh. See, he's departing from him doing this. Read on.
as did David his father.
Mm-hmm.
Then did Solomon build a high place for Chemosh, the abomination of Moab,
Uh-huh.
in the hill that is before Jerusalem, and for Molech, the abomination of the children of Ammon. And likewise did he for all his strange wives, which burnt incense and sacrificed unto their idols.
Okay. Now, can you skip down in that chapter, down near the bottom of it? I didn't remember the verse. I should remember. What verse are you at now?
7.
7.
Just finished 8.
Go down by 11 or 12. Somewhere around there. I want when his son, Rehoboam, and he's going to talk about, he's going to rend the kingdom.
Start 11.
11.
11.
I thought it was about 11 verse.
Wherefore
Hold on,
Yahweh.
I got a question. Yeah.
Earlier, we determined that gave Solomon wisdom concerning
Mhm.
evil.
Mhm.
Now, did he take it away? Is that why he came up with those 1,000 women?
Yep. Remember, he came old.
He came old, but he still is supposed to have the wisdom.
But now remember. I try to make it clear.
That's a good question.
All men are sinners. Okay? Now Yahweh gives them his spirit for a while. And after a while that spirit departs from them. And when the spirit departs from them, then they're going to be back as they were, doing the things they ought not be doing. This is all before Pentecost, right? You gotta keep all these things in mind. So as he got old, see, and he still loved his women, he started building things for them, and then that became corrupt. So that's why Yahweh is going to appear to him. I think this is where he's going to talk about rending the kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now, so I'm trying to set all this up. I'm glad you brought it. I'm trying to set this whole thing up so you see. At the time that Solomon was reigning over Israel, Israel was at peace, and it was the kingdom that all the rest of the world were looking for. See, now you can understand when Messiah came in, they wanted him to set the kingdom like it was in the days of Solomon.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're looking at. See? Okay, now. We know before. Let's see. I got to give you some more here.
11:11. Wherefore Yahweh said unto Solomon, For as much as this is done of thee.
So now Solomon, now he's a prophet for Yahweh said, repeat this again.
Wherefore Yahweh said unto Solomon,
Okay, Yahweh said unto Solomon, read.
For as much as this is done of thee, and thou hast not kept my covenant and my statutes which I have commanded thee, I will surely render the kingdom from thee.
I'm going to rend the kingdom from thee. I'm going to separate, I'm going to divide the kingdom up. Read.
And will give it unto the servant.
And give it unto the servants. Read.
Notwithstanding thy days, I will not do it for David,
I'm not going to do it while you're alive. I'm not going to do it. See, read.
thy father's sake. But I
For thy
will
father's sake.
But I will render it out of the hand of thy son. Howbeit, I will not render away all the kingdom.
Now he said, now I'm not going to render all. See, now, the kingdom goes to his son, Rehoboam. See, but I'm not going to render them all away from him. See, you know how many he's going to get?
But will give one tribe
We'll
to
give
thy
one tribe
son.
to him. See, read.
For David my servant's sake, and for Jerusalem's sake, which I have chosen.
Which I have chosen. Now remember, now he said, I have chosen Jerusalem. Remember the turmoil over in Israel now.
Yeah.
They're fighting about this land, about Jerusalem.
Yeah,
The Palestinians, they want to drive Israel out of the country because they want that land. But that's where Yahweh said, I put my name in there. See, in Jerusalem. See, and so Yahweh, now if you understand what I'm saying about it, I'm trying to show you the reason why the things are happening in the world today, based on what he said back there. And he has not forgotten. See? Okay, read on.
And Yahweh stirred up an adversary unto Solomon.
Now he stirred up an adversary, somebody to go against him. Read.
Had it the Edomite, he was of the king's seed in Edom. For it came to pass, when David was in Edom, and Joab, the captain of the host, was gone up to bury the slain, after had smitten every male in Edom. For 6 months did Joab remain there with all Israel, until he had cut off every male in Edom. That had it fled, he and certain Edomites of his father's servants with him to go into Egypt. Had it began yet a little child.
Okay, now we're talking about the decisions going on down from that now. Okay. There's down in the last part, you're talking about Solomon's death, which is in the next chapter.
11 and 41.
Yeah,
Okay.
41.
I thought it was in the same chapter, okay.
Yeah, it is in the same chapter.
Okay, let's read 11:41. How many more verses do you have in that chapter?
There's a-
3?
Yeah, there's just 3.
Okay, let's read that down, because I'm trying to go down to the Bible, have book for what I'm talking about, so you understand what I'm going to say. See, read.
11 and what?
So now remember,
41.
remember they asked me, they don't know much about Israel. I'm trying to talk about Israel now. At this time, when Solomon was reigning, they were one united kingdom. But because of his disobedience, Yahweh was going to rend the kingdom. So he's going to divide the kingdom up. This is where you're going to get Judah and Israel. See? Those that stay in Jerusalem, that's going to be Judah. See? When you divide off, they're going to set this kingdom up in Samaria. So the kingdom, their kingdom headquarters is going to be in Samaria. So we get ready to read about it now. I'm having it read so you know it's in the Bible. You see the script came up. Okay, read on.
11 and 41. And the rest of the acts of Solomon and all that he did in his wisdom, are they not written in the book of the acts of Solomon?
Okay, now that's when they read that, they're like, oh, where's the book of Solomon? Where's the book of Solomon? Where's the book of Solomon? See? And somebody get a big eye, oh, I'll write a book of Solomon, make a book and make me some money.
Yeah.
You probably find a book on the market, the book of Solomon. Somebody just come, but what they did, they go back and go in the Chronicles and get the history out of the Chronicles to try to support the book of Solomon, and you have a book like that, see? You got a lot of books out there in the market after these people they got. Whenever the Bible says anything about a book, they're going to try to make a book for it. See, all these types of things. So I'm trying, this is how you get all the stuff you got in the world, folks. See? I sent off and I got ordered a lesson. I hadn't let my wife know about it. I don't think she knows about it yet. But it was a company that puts out lessons dealing with science, history.
Who puts it
like
out?
Huh?
You said who put it out?
It's a company
company.
that put out subject matter. They have teachers teaching the subject matter and stuff like this. They have one on the Old Testament and one on the New Testament. I ordered them. And I looked at one of them this other night. And I'm going to go into some of them later on, but not now. But they have, I can see the confusion that you have in the world. But this will be a leading teacher of the Bible, both King James, both Old and New. And she's instructing this class. And what she said about Genesis and all is really, I'll talk about it later on, but it's all really a different subject. But I want you to know that this stuff that's going on, what they're saying, what they're teaching the people, is because they have so much doubt about what you got in the scriptures. They don't believe that David lived at the time they say he lived. They got another king reigning in his place. They don't believe in the Genesis. They said the Genesis was written when it was carried into captivity to the Babylonians. So all these type of things they got going on, and the people read this because they think they're authorities in it, and they go back and do archaeology research, when they dig and find the bones and go find where civilizations lived or did, and they bring up this stuff and they try to say, well, this is about this time, this is about this time, and the Bible says this, they got a conflict going on.
Yeah.
So all that stuff's going on, see. And I wanted to find out what they were saying, so I'll be able to address you about these things that's coming up from time to time. That's why I brought the information, see. So anyhow, read on. I just brought it up so you can be aware of that. I'm going to be dealing with that later on too. Read on.
In the time that Solomon reigned in Jerusalem over all Israel was 40 years.
40 years, read.
And Solomon slept with his fathers and was buried in the city of David his father, and Rehoboam his son reigned in his stead.
So now that means that now Rehoboam his son is reigning in his place, so he becomes the king of Israel. Okay. Now you're going into the next chapter shortly there. Are you at that now? Second chapter. Okay. Right. And we're going into the second chapter. The 12th chapter. Okay. Read on in the 12th chapter. Somebody on will read it.
And Rehoboam went to Shechem, for all Israel were come to Shechem to make him king.
Okay.
And it came to pass when Jeroboam the son of Nabat, who was yet in Egypt, heard of it.
Bill, can you go down and find out where they made it? You asked them about the different, was it the old man one, was the young man one? I'm trying to get the decision that's made down in that. I should have memorized the verse. I didn't do it. You guys are going to be the first one's going to be the sixth. That's going to be the old man or young man. I think it's young man.
The young man is 10.
So I want you to see what brought about the split in Israel. So you see what's going on here. See? Okay. Can this read this 6th verse? Just read down a bit. Okay. I'm just trying to pinpoint certain verses. I should have did this myself. I didn't do it. That's my fault. But, you know.
6. And the king Rehoboam consulted with the old men
Now he's consulting with the old man. Read.
that stood before Solomon his father
Mhm.
while he yet lived,
Mhm.
and said,
And
How do ye advise that I may answer this people?
Now he wants to know how shall I advise and answer these people. They want to know, see, how you going to rule over them. Are you going to be as harsh as your father was, or are you going to be soft? You see what I'm talking about? Boy, I tell you, if you all look at the news and understand Israel, you see the exact same thing happen today. See, you got a soft president because he's going to have, and that's what's causing the world to uprise because he's not taking action. So you see these kind of things happening around the world.
Election.
See, and then he thought he was so eloquent. He could sit down and talk to people and come to reconcile the people. That's why he went out. That's why he started in 2008, 2009, when he became president. He's going to talk to people. See, he's going to talk to the Arabs and he's going to bring about peace and that type of thing. See? And what he said to them, he has failed in all the things he said he was going to do. They're mad. They're angry. See? And look, folks, the news are telling you about the wars they have over in Syria and all that. It's about being about a little movie. No, it's not about that. It's about what the Americans said they were going to do and didn't do. See, that's why he's upset. They're upset about. See, I continue to get into that. Let's get back here. Go ahead.
And they spake unto him, saying, If thou wilt be a servant unto this people this day, and would serve them and answer them, and they speak good words to them, then will they be thy servants forever.
You be servants of them. Read on.
But he forsook the counsel of the old men,
So he left the counsel of the old man. Read.
which they had given him, and consulted with the young men.
Then he went to his young men. The young men in his house, in the court of his kingdom. Okay, he went to them now. What do you say about it? Because he's got to answer. The people want to know how you're going to lead us. See, read.
That were grown up with him, and which stood before him. And he said unto them, What counsel give ye that we may answer this people, who have spoken to me, saying, Make thy yoke which thy father did put upon us lighter.
See, make thy yoke. The yoke that Samuel put on was a heavy load. Solomon gave was a heavy load. They want to make it lighter. Depart. See, read on.
And the young men that were grown up with him spake unto him, saying, Thus shalt thou speak unto this people that spake unto thee, saying, Thy father made our yoke heavy, but make thou it lighter unto us. Thus shalt thou say unto them, My little finger shall be thicker than my father's loins.
He's going to be more tolerant, more stricter than his father was. This is what the young men are saying. The old man wants to relax and make them easy so they go do what they want to do. See? IDMR. Old man's counsel. They want to relax things. We don't need to go to all the prophets. We don't need to do this. We don't need to go back to type of challenge. We don't need that anymore. See? I'm trying to bring it up to date so you see what's going on right in front of your eyes today. See? They departed from what Dr. King taught us, and thereby they're sitting making the things instead of going back and seeing how the law and the prophets do testify of the Messiah, they're going back and say, no, we need to go back. We don't need to go back there no more. That type of thing. See? So I'm just trying to give you a comparison of what's going on. So if your eyes don't want to wake up, fine. If you don't want to stay asleep, fine. Y'all are going to do it all do the same at the same time. See? Okay, read on.
And now, whereas my father did lay ye with a heavy yoke, I will add to your yoke. My father has chastised with you with whips.
With whips, right.
But I will chastise you with scorpions.
Right.
Wow.
So now you're seeing now what's happening now? So they were divided because of this. Okay? I think on down there it tells you about where they were divided. Rehoboam, which is Solomon's son, see, they reigned there in Jerusalem. And I think the tribe of Benjamin, see, that was tribe of Benjamin, and then Levi. That was what was stationary. Levi didn't have an inheritance, so that's why you don't have, that's why Levi. But they were the ones that stayed there in Jerusalem. Okay? So you got Judah being composed of the house of Judah being composed of Judah and Benjamin and Levi. Okay? Now the other 10 tribes, see, they went off and they set their headquarters in Samaria. See, and that brought about the division between dividing Israel up into two different nations. See? Now, after a period of time, after Solomon, there came a time when the temple was dedicated and then it was destroyed, and Israel was taken in. Well, Israel, they were taken in captivity in about 712 BC, before the birth of the Messiah, put it that way, before the birth of the Messiah. And then Judah was taken captive and taken to Babylon in about 605 BC. Now they were taken into captivity. See? Now, Jeremiah 31. I'm trying to get them all the way down. I'm hoping I'm coming down. I hope you understand what I'm saying. I'm trying to have order to this and trying to explain things as I go to as much as I can. See? Okay.
Jeremiah 31:31. Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah.
See why he's saying that now? He's going to make a new covenant with them. They were divided. Now he said, I'm going to make a new covenant with them. Now at that time they were all under this here, under the one kingdom right here. They were all under that. But now he said, now I'm going to make a new covenant with the house of Israel and the house of Judah. Okay, read.
Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers.
It won't be like the one he made with their fathers.
In the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break.
They broke. Read.
Although I was a husband unto them,
I was a husband unto them. Read.
Saith Yahweh. But this shall be the covenant that I will
now
make
this is going to be the covenant
with the house of Israel. After those days, saith Yahweh.
After those days, after what days? He's a prophet talking about after the death, the burial and resurrection of Messiah and the ascension. After those days, I'm going to make a new covenant with them. Read.
I will put my law in their inward parts.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my law in their inward parts. I'm going to put it in the man. Read.
And write it in their hearts. And they will be, and it will be their Elohim.
And I will be their Elohim.
And they shall be my people.
They're going to be my people. Read.
And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor, and every man his brother, saying, Know Yahweh.
Know Yahweh.
For they should all know me, from the least of them to the greatest of them, saith Yahweh. And I will forgive their iniquity, and I will remember their sin no more. Thus says Yahweh, which giveth the sun for the light
now,
by
this
day,
says Yahweh, he gives the sun for a light. Read.
and an ordinance of the moon of the stars for light by night,
For night by night. Read.
which divideth the sea when the waves thereof roar.
Right. Read.
Yahweh a host is his name.
Yahweh of hosts is his name. Read.
If those ordinances depart
If those orders depart from when the sun starts rising in the south and setting in the north, when those orders go away like that, then will I see. Then we'll read the verse says there.
If those ordinances depart
If they
before
depart
me,
from me,
saith Yahweh, then the seed of Israel
then the
also
seed of Israel
also shall cease from being a nation before me
shall cease from being
forever.
a nation from me forever. See? That's what Yahweh's saying about Israel. See? Yes.
So what he's prophesying there is just that as long as the moon is out there and the sun is shining, Israel will continue to be a nation.
Right.
So they've never been driven into the sea like they wanted to
Right.
drive them into the sea. in
67, 73, either one.
73.
Yeah.
And that's what Iran is trying to do now. They're
Right.
trying to obliterate
Same
along
thing.
with the rest of the
Right.
Muslim world.
Right. See?
So he's saying he's gonna look after Israel, regardless of what they do, they're gonna be punished, he'll punish them.
Right, that's right.
Nobody else is gonna punish
Right.
them. So,
He's making them an example.
so when I bring up things like, when they went over there and they plowed down those olive trees that the other people had,
Mhm.
and all those things, that wasn't his judgment necessarily. I mean, that wasn't his form of punishment for those people. They're doing whatever they're doing, and he's gonna back them regardless.
Okay, you went back before when they went in there and they tore down the olive trees and stuff to build houses for the Israelites to dwell in at the time. Not Israelites, but for the Israelites to dwell in. And then the Palestinians, they got upset behind that.
Oh, like
That's what they
settlements.
call it the problem behind it, see?
Israel settlements.
That's what the Israelites, the Palestinians got upset behind them doing that, because they took over some of their land. When Egypt rose up against Israel too, and when they drove them back, the Israelites came and drove them back, went all the way back to Cairo, where they had a trouble just the other Tuesday. Went way up to Cairo, took that land back. See, now they wanted to have that land, but they drove it back some. I'm talking about Israel came back some from that territorial land.
Gaza.
See, now they want to drive them on back another. They want to drive them on back to what they call the borderline of in '67, I think it was. Where they had the Garland Strait. They want to cut them down to where they don't have any way to protect themselves. See, the land they want to take a land away from Israel, where Israel will not be able to protect themselves, and Israel won't do that. That's what the big standoff is about now. Okay. Now, that nation, with those nations around it, I wish I had there's another map, but I don't think I got a map here that's going to convey that. But if you will look at some of the maps they have on the news at times, I need a wider view of that. You got this nation up here, see? Now Israel's right in this area right here. See this little land right here? That little river runs right down through here. This is all the land Israel has, right in this area right here. This little green area right here.
About 30 miles.
See?
Yeah, 30 miles.
That's all the land they have right there now. See? Now you got Syria, you got Lebanon, they off on this side, Egypt right here,
Lebanon's
Libya and
close.
Syria on this side, you go up and get the other nations up this side, and you look at the map, you see all this 20 countries
Oh, yeah, the
backed
Pope-
up against Israel.
Pope is in Lebanon.
They're being moved by the Muslim Brotherhood. I intend to get all this stuff in there. See? But that's what's going on, and you see them rising up like that. And they're not protesting about a little movie that came out in California either. See? They're protesting because Barack Obama didn't do what he said he was going to do for them. See, and that's what they're rising about. See? So all these things are going on. And then when you start looking at the news and seeing what's being said, and you got to look at both sides of the story to be able to understand what's going on. Because they are saying that, yes.
What is Jay's question?
Jay was talking about when they had the war, Israel went in and took over a lot of the Palestinian land, which had
Because they had a war.
huh?
Yeah.
They had a war. They took over at that time. Yeah, and they conquered the land. See, And the land was land that they had, which they were olive groves and stuff like this here, which they, what was valuable to them. And they were gonna build housing for Israelites. Because the Israelites, they got a big movement of Israelites coming back to Jerusalem because they're thinking about building to the temple because they're coming, the second coming of the Messiah. Well, no, the first coming of the Messiah. First coming of the Messiah, brother. See, so that's going on. That's what the Jews have in their mind. See, and because the trees were worked out, they had to move them back. So they moved back some distance back from there. See, they had to turn over the houses they were building at the time. Had to go back to the Palestinians. See, yes, one.
With all what you're saying, the Pope's also around that area too.
Lebanon.
Yeah, he's stirring up the pot too. And anyway, I was hearing
Peace.
HCQ this morning, he was talking about, he wanted to set up his headquarters back in Jerusalem.
Right.
He can't because that's an allegory of Jerusalem above. So he's trying to sneak it in anyway. They're trying to.
Yes, you got all that going on. I mean, we read that Yahweh said He's making Jerusalem the place for His name. See? Now the Roman Catholics, they know that that's where they want to be. They want to be in Jerusalem. Where they moved the Holy See into the map that don't allow you to see Rome is over here. See where Jerusalem is right here? It's right here. That's Jerusalem. Right
Israel.
there. Okay, Jerusalem right up right there. Okay. Rome is over here. So they moved. They went and set their headquarters up here in Rome. See? Now Yahweh had already said he was going to destroy all these kingdoms, see, down to the earth, right? Except his kingdom, which was the body of Yahshua Messiah, the body of Yahshua Messiah, say it that way. See, so all this, so these kingdoms all got to come down. See, so now what they knowing they want the headquarters to be back over here in Jerusalem. See, so they're trying to sneak back in to set their headquarters back up in Jerusalem, because they know that's the land that Yahweh prefer as being their home, going to be home. They departed, and they went and said that Peter went to Rome. No, he didn't go to Rome. See, Peter went back to Babylon. Damascus back up in this area here. It's on the maps here. See, there's Nineveh. Babylon's right here. This is Babylon. See, Peter went to Babylon. That's the headquarters at Babylon. See, and you see now, this is what based on that man that David, that Yahweh showed Daniel. So he's got to come. This king's got to come all the way down. All these nations got to come down. All the nations that rose up, they got to fall, come down. See, and you're seeing all that is happening now before your eyes right now. And the world is this. Well, I should say, is this a time bomb? Let's say it that way. Israel said there, and here's Iran. They want to take out Israel. Well, they all wanted to, but I'm trying to say they're trying to come up with a weapon or atomic bomb to be able to drop on Israel to kill them all. See, well, Israel already has weapons. See, and they already know where they're building it at. All they need is for them to get out of hand, and they're going to drop bombs right on it, destroy the whole place. See, so all that's getting ready to transpire. The president said, "Don't do that till after the election." He said, "We want to wait till after the election for that to happen." So he won't draw the line to after that. So every time he set up a line, something to do, that's what made it easy for them to know how to defend themselves. See? Here you're doing something you want to do, and he's not going to let you do it. And he said, "Well, we're going to be out by a certain date." Well, then we'll wait. when you get out, then we're gonna take over. That's what they're doing. See? All the people we lost lives, all the people lost lives over there in Afghanistan, Iraq. See? Now they pulling the men out there in the Muslim Brotherhood and the other foreign tribes that are coming in there and taking over the land. See, and calling and getting. Now here you got Americans teaching them how to defend themselves, how to handle crowds and all this type of thing. See, they teach them, they give them a gun and they get them bang, 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 kill their own Americans. When it's hard, see. That's what's going on over there, folks. See? And you see all that, that's the kind of corruption that's going on. And when you see all that, you're supposed to be have your eyes open to know, hey, the time is short. At the same time, but you ought to also be aware that whatever time you do have, kind of be wise about it. Think about what's going on. See, and you just see these countries, they're all pouring at the thing. See, I think over in Luke, you find that obviously when Israel's surrounded by so many, both Matthew and Luke, one says when it's surrounded by by nations. See, the time is nigh, right? See, and somebody, well, it's been that way before. Yes, it had been that way before. Yes. See, you obviously. We are so accustomed to things being so good. See? So when bad times come, see? Roosevelt made a statement the other night when he was on the floor about being able to live off the land. See, many of us would know how to live off the land. We know what to do, how to get. Where we go get water, see all this type of things. See, a lot of people don't. There's some people do. I mean, very, very knowledgeable stuff. I mean, I'm far short of that of myself, but I do have some ideas about some things to do, but vast things no. But Yahweh has set this thing up. That we're now in the close of the age, and He's already warned us by the Messiah, about the prophets. These are things that are supposed to transpire now. See? And as I was trying to read there, we read there the new covenant. Now on this new covenant, you see now how it's going to have to include both the Jew and the Gentile. Well, first that's dealing with Israel right there. And after Israel, then it's got to go to the Gentiles. The Gentiles, they got to come in under the same promise. Not under the same promise, that's not correct. But under the promise made to Abraham, and that, yes. But not under the covenant he made with Israel. See? Because we didn't have the ordinances. We didn't have the things that Israel had. So he can't make that promise to us. They had to make it with Israel. So you see all this transpire. I don't know whether they helped it all out anymore or not, but if it didn't, ask questions. That's the only way we ever do, and I'll try to try to help you out a little bit more in there. So thank you for your time. I hope you got something over to say. Thank you.
Hope and trust you enjoyed this morning's lecture. And don't forget, we have a business meeting next Sunday. Let us all stand to be dismissed. Now to Him that is able to keep you from falling and to present you faultless before the presence of exceeding with exceeding joy, to the only wise Elohim our Savior, through Yahshua the Messiah our Sovereign, belong glory, majesty, dominion, and power, both before all time, now and ever. Let us all say, Hallelujah.